Yo, what's up, guys? So in this video, me and Neil from Merch Informer, we do a design critique. This is episode number 1, and we're just basically, going over a few designs and giving you some feedback on them so you can make basically try to improve on your designs, improvement, and make them more, better than what they are, okay? So if this is your design and we're critiquing it, the goal and the idea here is to help you, not to, bring down your design or put you down, The idea here is to help you and give you a better idea of what these customers want, right? What these people are buying on Amazon, And this will help you make more money, make more sales. And if you guys want your design to be part of any of these videos, reach out to me, send me a message on Instagram, or comment down below, and we will kind of go over your design and we'll give you our feedback on it, and hopefully you get a better understanding and what you can do to help make more money on Merch by Amazon by making more sales with your design. So feel free to reach out to us. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up and enjoy the content. We should be live.
And we're live. All right, I'm refreshing the group here. Let's see.
Let me go into here too as well.
I have way too many tabs open, man. I can't. Here we go. Oh, I hear myself. Dude, you know what? I was editing video the other day and I was listening to my own voice and I'm like, man, do I really sound like that? I hate it. I hate it.
That's something that I think it's like I was watching a few things. It's just something that you have to get used to as far as get comfortable with, right? And
well, I always sound like I'm talking like this. I feel like
no. That's something like you messed up on, like the part like, damn, I messed up here. It's gonna sound horrible. It's gonna affect my whole editing when I'm editing the whole video. So nah, man. And then that you messed up, but I don't think anyone else knows that you messed up.
No one else realizes it. Yeah.
So that's something that I think that just in our own mind, right? The confidence level that we know we didn't say that correctly, but no one else is gonna know that we didn't say it correctly. Or if you messed up one time and then you're like, damn, everyone knows I messed up. And they all start talking about like, God damn it.
Or I mean, like, man, I don't know about you, but I put out some videos and like if I mess up sometimes, everyone will let me know about it. Like everyone will be like, why did you say this? You did this wrong. And I'm like, okay. I'll go back and like change it. But anyways, guys, it looks like people are rolling in. RJ and I, we were talking the other day and we were like, you know what? We both get a lot of messages on people send us designs. Why aren't these selling? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And we thought it'd be cool to kind of get on, go to Amazon in a bit here and just kind of like look at the new arrivals, take suggestions from you guys, talk about keywords, talk about design. I mean, neither of us are designers, but I think we kind of have a general understanding of what sells on Merch by Amazon and kind of just talk through it. So if you guys can hear us and you've shown up, drop a comment so we can make sure everything is working correctly. I haven't used StreamYard in a long time.
I hate Zoom. I hate it. Everyone's like, let's use Zoom. I'm like, that shit's horrible. Like, I don't know. It's not user friendly at all. I don't know. It's
something it's not too bad, but like StreamYard has some pretty good options,
features, right?
So, anyways, while people are showing up, drop a comment so we can hear you. I'm gonna share my screen and we will just go. Let's see here, RJ. Share screen. Yeah. All right, toss that bad boy up there. All right, so
you may have to zoom in just a tiny bit so people can see it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna open the Amazon search page first. So let's just go with something super generic, like dog. All right, people always put up dog shirts, so we'll enter in dog here. This is merchresearch.com. If for some reason you're living under a rock and haven't seen it, it's just gonna open up an Amazon search page. Okay, so you should be pretty familiar with this. These are all gonna be merch shirts here, but these are sorted by featured. So let's go in here and take a look at the newest arrivals. All right, so I know some people look at these, some people don't. These literally just got posted to merch. They probably haven't been indexed yet properly for the keywords, and if they have been, good job, Amazon. But I think
What does that mean? Hey,
AWS.
what does that mean? What's index, and what'd you just do when you clicked on newest arrival and stuff like that?
Yeah, so if you go up here to the right-hand corner and you click on newest arrival, it's going to show you all the stuff that just got posted on
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, right? So these are shirts. In this case, these are shirts. You know, you could be looking at jewelry or candles or whatever else it is. These are going to be products that just went live that haven't had the chance necessarily to rank across different keywords, right? So like this one right here, just a girl who loves pit bulls. If you type that into the Amazon search results, I guarantee you this one probably is not ranking yet,
Mm-hmm.
or if ever. In the results, it takes Amazon a little bit to go through because their catalog is so big. So each time you're going through, you're posting shirts, you shouldn't necessarily expect your stuff to be ranking on the first page right away, or indexed properly across all the keywords. So a lot of times people will put shirts up and they'll look for them right away and they'll be like, well, I can't find it for the keywords.
Yeah.
That's perfectly normal. Like, do you get a
Mm-hmm.
lot of questions like that? Because I sure do.
Yeah, like it won't, because they're thinking, well, they're messing with the algorithm all the time, but it does take a good week for it to index into the algorithm.
Yeah,
Right?
so like what I like to tell people is give your shirts at least, like, before you go and start messing with them and changing your keywords and changing your title, like at least 2 weeks, because Amazon's been screwing up a lot lately. Let's just be honest. So it needs
Mm-hmm.
about a week to get indexed properly, and then it needs about a week to gain some visibility. Because what Amazon's going to do is when you first launch a product, they have no idea if it's going to be a good seller or if it's going to be a total flop. So they'll give you some visibility
Yeah.
right away. And let's say you get a little bit, you put a new product up. Okay, a week goes by, you're starting to get a little visibility. Let's just say, for example purposes, 100 people click on that and 0 people buy. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what is that telling Amazon? It's telling Amazon that they should be sending those clicks somewhere else, because if you're not making a sale, they're not making any money. You're
Yeah.
both not making any money, and that's bad. That's bad business on both sides. So they're going to start sending traffic to shirts they know are going to sell, and not something like that. Let's just open this example up, because not a fan. What do you think of this one, RJ? Just a girl who loves pit bulls.
So if a customer would type in just a girl who loves pit bulls, like if you type that search term in,
Right.
what's gonna make you stand out from the rest of your competition? And me looking at that, I'm just looking at it. If there was 10 shirts, 10 premium shirts that I'm looking at, well, why the hell would I pick that one compared
All
to
right,
the other ones?
let me do that. Hold on. So here's let me bring this tab over here. So I just went to Amazon.com. Okay, I didn't look in any specific category, and I typed in just a girl who loves pit bull shirt. So if as a customer, and that's what you want, you're going to go to Amazon, you're going to type that in, and this is what most people are going to do. They're going to hit search. All right, the results are going to come back, and they're just going to start doing this. All right, now there's that shirt, by the way. Compare this design to something like, I don't know, this,
That one
or this, or literally any other one on this page looks, I mean, it's more visually appealing.
that one to the left is pretty cool, up there with the brownish.
This one?
That one, yeah, that one.
Yeah, and that one is, I mean, it's showing first, but I mean, you have to realize this is a sponsored ad, right? So someone is paying Amazon a little bit of money to show up here first. So these are
Yep.
all sponsored ads. The first 4 are sponsored. Okay, these are not. But no, the first thing I notice here is that, yeah, these are all sponsored. These are all the organic results. And what do all the organic results have, right? A ton of reviews.
Yep.
148, 20, 28, 112. So you keep scrolling. This one priced at $13.07. They're trying to get some traction. This one has a horrible review. I wonder what it says. Let's go look at it quick.
If it even has it, that might just
Yeah,
be
no
rating.
review there. So, but one, I mean, the design. So, RJ, how would you improve this design that I'm saying is?
We got
I'm
a
not a
little bit.
fan.
Yeah, we're gonna need some more detail, in the actual illustration itself. And the text, I'm not sure, because it has a little bit lower from the tongue. It might be a little bit too far out, and it kind of messes up the design compared to the top of the just a girl. You can see that.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't know the right word for it, but one, it's not like symmetrical, right? So let's see if I can bring that back up here. There is a bigger space underneath the tongue than there is the very top. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's not symmetry, but it's like symmetry the other way around is kind of messed up. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, that text is, to me, it's nothing special. So like look at this text, all right, which is what we just have open here. And let's compare it to any of the other ones, right? Like this one. It just
Yeah, there we go.
looks cleaner. It sticks out more. So this person used black text against a gray shirt, white text. So if you're using like darker colors, white or gray text looks a lot better. It just makes the design. I hate when people say like make the design pop. I feel like a lot of designers hate that. They're like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
But
No,
like,
I say that a lot too. Young used to get mad at me. He's like, "What the hell does that mean, RJ?" I'm like, "Oh my god, here we go." But it just, I get it. Like when I see that, like that's looking at me right there. Like when I see that, like just a girl, who loves pebbles. Like if you look at the illustration, you look at the text, and you look at the hearts on, like literally took time to understand what the design's about, and they created it and made it look awesome. Even showing the teeth of the
yeah,
pit
and
bull.
the
Like,
elements themselves, like you can tell that this one right here has literally like one flat layer, right? Like there's
mhm,
text on top, there's just horrible piece of clip art someone found. I doubt anyone drew that, and text on the bottom. Whereas this one has different layers. So they put the design, or they put the text in the background, right? They
mhm.
put those hearts behind the dog. Everything looks pretty clean. So,
Yeah.
and this also, I think another thing is, I mean, I get questions a lot about how big should the design be? I don't want to make it super big, like it's going to look terrible, blah, blah, blah. I have never, I think I've been doing this, what, 5 years? Like Merch by Amazon's been out for like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
I have never gotten a bad review for a design being too big. And the thing is, when people come over to Amazon and they're looking at, these search results, they're scrolling quickly. I
Mhm.
mean, I typed in dog. This is not here's the search results. They're
Mhm.
scrolling quickly. So like if something's really small, they're not going
That's it.
it's not going to stand out.
You're
It's
not gonna
just
get
not.
that click.
You're not going to get that click. Look at this one. That's a good
Yeah.
mock-up.
It also too, you gotta think about it. Most of the people are looking from their phones too as well, so it's a little bit smaller compared to the desktop, right?
True.
So
True. And
that's
this isn't necessarily something you should worry about on merch, but what does this shirt say?
just a girl who loves pit bulls.
That to me looks like a little boy, right? Like
Uh-huh.
this is relevant to just selling on Amazon, period, because I made this mistake when I started selling on KDP. Like we're going to talk about merch today, right? But like
Mhm.
if you have a design that looks like this and it says, T-shirt at the very end, which a lot of these do, or tank top, you don't want to copy and paste that over on a title on a different product. Like you just have to be kind of,
Mhm.
coherent when you're putting this kind of stuff together.
And like also too, like if that's your design, we're not trying to be mean at all. We're just trying to, critique it to where it's, we want you to make sales. That's the whole point of this.
Oh,
Understanding.
I'm sure some of the stuff that you put up when you first got started was just hideous. I know mine was. I mean, I
My,
made my first few designs not good. Not
mhm.
good, but you look at stuff that is actively selling. So let's just open a few of these up, and let's open up that one.
Hey,
Where'd it
hey,
go?
hey, hey. How's it going? How's it going? What's up, Hawk?
Hello, Hawk, Abra, Abra. What's good? All right, so this one, right? This is the first organic result. If we type in "just a girl who loves pitbull" shirt,
Mhm.
well, it's sponsored. So if this is your shirt, I'm really sorry. I just clicked on that and cost you probably like 20
God
cents.
damn it.
So let's click on this. Let's click on this one. 112 reviews. Okay, this is the first organic result. That sticks out in search. Why? Because they didn't just put white text. They didn't just put a white dog. They put some sort of like, tie-dye, cool-looking pattern thing in the background. Okay, sticks out in the results. It's priced high. It's got a lot of reviews. Let's look at, is it selling? Yes, it's selling well. It's been put up for a couple years now. Okay, so like design isn't the only thing that matters. I see a lot of people being like, "Hey, I have this really cool design, but no
Mhm.
one's buying it." Well, no one's probably buying it because no one can find it because either your title is messed up, you're not
Mhm.
using any decent keywords, or your bullet points are messed up. Do you see a lot of that, or
Yeah. No, I get that a lot too as well. Like you're not taking the time, you're creating the design and you're just throwing it up there just to try to, make a sale real fast. That's what it seems like. Or, I'm just in a hurry just to take advantage of, and then this is what you're supposed to do too, take advantage of Amazon's customer and make money. Right. But if you don't know how this customer is going to search to find your product, that's a bad thing because
and it might work if you really
Mhm.
don't know what you're doing with like keywords and titles and stuff. If you're going after trends and you're like one of the
Mhm.
first 5 people to go on it, because then there's zero competition for you. But if you're going into like some very broad niche like pit bulls, you need to niche down and use keywords, right? So they have just a girl who loves pit bulls. That's the keyword that pretty much everyone else who's using this phrase is using. But then they have like other keywords put in the title. The title is it's like the most important part. I know when Amazon started putting up what was it, pop sockets, before
Mhm.
we all had access to pop sockets, you know how they'd put it up? They wouldn't put any bullet points in them. They would just put the title. That's how important these things are. And that's why you want to put in different keywords related to the design. Galaxy,
Mhm.
right? Space, pitbull dog, dog mom. They put in t-shirt. You don't have to do that anymore, thankfully.
Mhm.
So decent title. Okay, it's readable. You can say just a girl who loves pit bulls, Galaxy Space, Pitbull Dog Mom t-shirt.
Adding to that too, like you can look at someone's keywords and see who they're targeting, right? And that's like if you don't understand the niche, if you're doing research, if you look at the keywords in the title, you can see like who they're targeting. That's like, it says, dog mom, pitbull dog mom. I'm pretty
It,
sure that's a keyword that they're ranking for.
yeah, and if here's another thing, if you're doing research and you're not familiar with a niche, I see this all the time. If you're not familiar with the niche, look into it. And if you still don't understand what it is,
Mhm.
don't put a design like you're wasting your time. One, you're wasting the customer's time if they ever like come across that design. It could be completely irrelevant. Two, but three, I think the biggest problem is that like if you're not a native English speaker and you're putting up these designs with keywords that you're not necessarily familiar with, you're either going to be getting rejections or you probably are like infringing on someone else's IP. And those two
Yeah.
are like the big problems
Yeah.
when it comes to, putting up designs you're not super familiar with.
Dude, like, and that's something to add to that too. Just if someone's feeling some type of way about that, like when it comes to that too, for us, when we're trying to upload to different marketplaces, we don't know neither. It's like it's a whole different
Yup.
ball game, right? Because they're dealing with like, how do I do this in the U.S. and how do I, and I get it, and I'm just like, damn. Now we personally were trying to upload to like the UK or the German market, and we don't have no damn idea of what's trademarked or even how to go about that. But the cool thing about it,
Yup.
if you put the translate thing on, it's what it says in the terms and service that if we get a rejection using the translation, that rejection doesn't count against our account.
Yep, that's a good point because I still see these questions popping up in the groups every day.
Yeah.
But two, I think another thing is, yeah, the auto translation does help, right? Like I am getting sales, you're probably getting sales there. But think about it like from my point of view, if I went to Amazon as a customer and I'm looking for a product
Mhm.
and so I can instantly tell something's been, auto translated from another language to English because it
Mhm.
doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of understand what's going on. And if that product is right next to another one that's been written in the native language, like which one are you going to go with? Most of the time it's going to be the native language one. So if you go over to Amazon as a German speaker and you go to amazon.de and you see one that's been translated from English to German, and then you see one that's been designed by an actual German designer.
Mhm.
Most of the time, like the German design that's been keyworded in German to begin with is going to be the winner. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, the auto translation is great, but if you're really taking it seriously, I'd highly recommend that you guys get this stuff translated where it makes sense in the actual language. You know, like I know most people aren't even focusing on those other markets, and they're just like, hey, like Amazon's sending my stuff over there. It's really helping me increase my visibility, so on and so forth. But if you go and you look at the top sellers in those markets, they're doing really, really, really well. They're not the best sellers in the US market. It's a different space.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're like, keep your ass over there. Don't come over here. We don't less competition for us, more money.
Oh my gosh. All right.
And that's a crazy thing too. Adding to that, like, like we said, we kind of just went over everything, but like there's different designs, like, like this Galaxy design compared to the other design that we just looked at. Those are two separate designs, so they're completely, different. Like the layout and the color of the design is completely different, right?
And here's the thing too, right? Like you don't need to be a graphic artist to create a good design, right? Like the person who made this, let's just open these up again. This and this take the same amount of talent to create. I could create both of those. RJ could. The only difference is this person used a different piece of text, laid things out a little bit different, and slapped a layer on top. Like these aren't illustrations. This is not something that you take 4 hours to craft and put up and really work hard at. This probably took someone 4 minutes, maybe. And I would say this is a good design, and this one is just like severely lacking. I mean, you put these next to each other, which one would you rather buy? Right? And there's a reason this one has 112 reviews and this one has, 0. Has this one even sold? No, because it's brand new. Going back real quick, RJ, back, remember how I said that when you first put a product live, it's going to get some visibility?
Yeah.
We sorted by new, right? And this is like the newest one. And if we go, was it this?
And then we searched it.
I think I closed it. This was showing up in the search results right away for Just a Girl Who Loves Pit Bulls. They're giving that initial visibility. And they're saying, hey, is this product going to sell? And if it is, we'll keep sending some traffic there.
Yeah.
But hasn't sold. I wonder why.
No, right? That's interesting because you exactly what you just said. Like the algorithm is actually trying to help you make sales. And then it'll rotate it out. A lot of people don't understand that. Like the algorithm will push your product up to that front page. And then, after, 1,000 impressions and no clicks, or 500 impressions, no clicks, or 200 impressions, no clicks, or whatever it is that Amazon goes by, they'll just kind of push you back a little bit more.
But here's the thing. Think of the opposite of that, right? Like think if you are going into a really hard niche, like this has a lot of designs in it. Just a Girl Who Loves Pit Bulls. Yeah. Let's say you put up a design and Amazon gives you those 500 impressions and you make 400 sales. Like, what does that tell Amazon? It tells you, like, it tells them, wow, I need to keep that design at the very top because this stuff is doing incredibly well. We're making money. We're sending money to the designer. Why would they keep up a product like this for long term if it's not selling, right? Like no one wins in that situation.
No, I agree with you because it's all about making money at the end of the day, and that's what Amazon wants to do.
And the easiest way to test this, so I know we were just talking about like, hey, put a design up, wait at least a week. The easiest way to test if you're going to have a winner or not is just put a small bit of ad spend behind it, right? Because if you spend, $2-3, you get your impressions, you see how many people bought it or not. I mean, you might spend $5 and not get a single sale. And you're like, okay, moving on. Like maybe that wasn't a good shirt design. Yeah. It happens to everyone. It doesn't mean you need to be married to the idea that this must sell. There needs to no, just move on. Go to the next product. Yeah. Create something new. But really, I think a lot of people are creating without actually looking at what people want.
Yep.
Right. So looking at this niche, Just the Girl Who Loves Pit Bulls, people want to buy this stuff, but what is currently for sale? Like you're competing against something that looks like this. So why would you waste your time doing this? Right. That's always something that should be in the back of your mind.
But okay, let's say, because and understand this too as well. If you've been a seller for a while and then you have one, like you said, married to the idea, if you have one design that is making sales and it's it's not that good of a design, but it's making sales. Let's say it's like the other design that you showed. That's possible. That's because you designed designed for a product, and at that time there was no competition, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're ranking, you're making sales. Okay, so we're not saying it's not possible, but when you're competing in a niche with a lot of competition, you need to step up your design game a little bit, right?
That's true.
It's because I have shitty designs that have sold like 4 years ago, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
still
Oh yeah.
selling. And I'm like, who's buying this stuff? And I'm just like, I wouldn't buy this. I know it's horrible on my personal account, and I'm pretty sure you created some stuff too, Neil, like where it's like,
Oh yeah.
damn, this shit's
Well, the
ugly.
thing is, if you see that, right? Like, let's say that if you're watching this and you're an older seller and you see something like that, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take another look. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so like here's this example. It just went live, right? This was under the newest arrivals. It
Mhm.
hasn't sold. Let's actually look at their brand name. Okay, so they have this stuff on a bunch of different kind of merch, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it was selling, and this was your design, and you're like, you're looking at it with not like I'm a seller eye, but an eye of like, hey, can I improve on that? It is selling. People click on these brand names all the time. You
Mhm.
can put better designs or hire someone to create better designs in the same. I mean, that's literally the one of the easiest ways to do your research. Figure out what's selling and double down, right?
Mhm.
Like even if you have bad designs, create like 10 variations that are actually decent looking, put them under the same brand name.
Mhm.
If you're getting those sales and you're getting that sales velocity, one of the easiest ways to add to your bottom line is literally just throw up a few more shirts, put them in the same brand name because people will go like, "Oh, let's just say that let's use this one. Okay, this is way better.
Mhm.
112 ratings. Okay, people like it. It's selling. So people might come and be like, "Hey, I like that design," or maybe they're like, "Hey, I really don't like that design, but a lot of people do. I wonder what else this company offers." Right?
Mhm.
Like this is a good example. They did the same thing. Okay, so they have this design. This is funny. They did the
Mhm.
exactly what I'm mentioning. They have this design. It's doing really well. So what do? They put a different filter on it. I mean, that's kind of stupid, but it worked. So maybe it's not maybe it's not dumb, right? So like they have 4 reviews. So let me just open this
Uh,
up and look. Like same design, different filter, and for some reason it worked. Not doing as well, but
yeah.
who cares? It's adding to their bottom line. Okay. Adopt, don't shop, make noise. Did they use different keywords? That's the thing I'm looking at now. I don't know. Let's look. They did, right? So they used the same design, they used different keywords, different filter, and it worked. Like, are they selling anything else under
Mhm.
their brand?
The-
Yes. More. Like, they took the same niche and they doubled down. They're selling, and it's working. They're selling. So
Also to add into that, like this the stupid part of the part of you said, I think
if
it's
it works, it's
actually
not stupid. All right.
yeah, it's not stupid if it works because they understand it, right? And maybe they know that customers are searching for that and they figured that out. They're like, okay, cool. Now I can make, another design that's going to make me $20 per month. This one's making me $100 per month already. And the only thing I have to do is do a variation and then I can make another $20 per month, and that would pay for my, I don't know, for my lunch tomorrow, whatever it is, just by doing a simple edit and creating a different
Yeah.
color design. And it's simple and that easy. And you can see exactly what else they did. And then, sometimes the customer will click on the shirt and you can see on the bottom will say, this design's on other products.
Yep.
Maybe the
Right
customer
here.
doesn't want it on the shirt after all. Maybe they see the V-neck. They're like, oh, they offer in a V-neck. I'm gonna buy this in a V-neck because I was looking for it in a V-neck and not a t-shirt.
Yeah. So I mean, like, they might be making $100, $200 a month. I don't really know without actually digging into it, but they have one design here, 112 ratings. You know what else I just noticed while I was going through there? Look at the
Mhm.
pricing on this stuff. So we have $18.99. I'm going to skip these two for now. Here is looks like premium shirt, $16.99. Oh, it's selling same design, different filter. Okay. Again, not selling too well, but hey, an extra couple bucks added to your bottom line every, week or two. Multiply that out by hundreds, if not thousands of designs. That's real
Mhm.
money. We're talking
Yeah.
about real money here, right? So like different design, different price, selling. This is a different product, different price, selling.
Mhm.
Okay. So like, and here's back to that hoodie, same design, but 29, like it's working. They doubled down. You can see that they have different price, different, actually, this is different products. Never
Yeah.
mind. But I mean, it's just so. And here's another one, right, from the same seller, different price. Selling same niche though. They took something that was successful and they just doubled down on it. And here
You
again, all those products.
they so exactly what you said is just, they figured out something working, and then they just reinvested into that niche and created something like more designs in under that brand name, right? And they just did a different, like, different, completely different design. And maybe because that, maybe another customer that comes into that, that niche, or clicks on that brand, or just looking for that shirt, they want something different. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different taste in design, what they want.
And you'll start noticing this too. Like, I'm
Hmm.
definitely not a designer, but every single one of these products that this store is offering, all it is text, clip art, but that's not enough. All they did is add a filter over this. All like two filters, right? They found a floral pattern and they found what would you even consider that? Like a spray paint, splatter paint pattern
Hmm.
for the text, and they just laid it over the top. That's all they had to do to actually stand out and look different.
Hmm.
Whereas this one, I mean, you could literally fix this design, I think, by doing exactly what this person did, right? I change up the text, I put a pattern over the top of it, I'd make it lighter colored, and I
Yeah.
put a pattern over that piece of clip art to actually make it look different. And there you go. Now you have a better looking design that a customer might actually want to purchase.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. And you obviously know that this saying has been around for a while, right?
Yeah,
And the cool thing about this, guys, is just if you would search for that saying, you can kind of see what your competition is doing. And if you can find that gap in there, right? Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of work. If you can find that gap, to figure out, okay, how can you stand out from the rest of your competition in here? Because if we're at the end of the day, we're all selling. If we all have merch accounts and we're uploading designs, we're all competition. We're all competitors. Neil is my competition. Okay.
that's
But
true.
at the end of the day, we we don't hold any emotion to any of our designs, so me and him are not choking each other live on this. You know what I mean? So no, if you guys are watching this video, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, because we were thinking about doing more of this video, but we want to see what your guys' reaction is to this. And because we're trying to help you guys out and make you understand design better. And if you guys have a shirt or anything that you want us to review, um go ahead and share a link right here in the chat or wherever you guys are, and then we can pull it up right here live.
Let's do that. So anyone who's got a comment, drop it. RJ, I'm going to close out some of these tabs. Well, we were talking right before we got on about Chinese New Year, right?
Yeah.
What year is it? Year of the what?
Tiger. I think it was.
Year of the Tiger. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to merchresearch.com. We're going to enter in the keyword. We're going to click search. It's going to open up Amazon. Okay. 122 results. Let's just talk about these result things for a minute, because if you scroll to the bottom, again, this is part of that Amazon indexing thing. You might enter in a keyword and be like, oh, there's super low competition. Maybe I should
Yeah.
immediately go into it. But if you scroll to the bottom, you're going, here we go. You'll notice there's a bunch of pages, right? So I'll click on like the third page and notice that this has changed up here. Okay.
God damn
You guys
it.
can see that.
Yeah.
So 410 results, still not bad. That's really, really low competition. Okay. So now that we've done that, let's actually sort this by newest arrivals. And now
But if
it's
you
1,000.
I use your research technique, Neil, and then it showed me that. But when I go to page 3, I get the, what is it, like 400 results or 600 results?
Yeah, it was
What
like
was it?
400 something.
So your content is invalid, Neil. God, you shared with me something that, like, come on, like, it's common sense, guys. Like, the algorithm is like messing, like, they're learning from us, right? Personally, but then as we're doing research on here, it's like, okay, cool. Maybe the person will want this. Maybe the person will want this. Maybe the person will want this, right? That's why the algorithm works.
Think about this though, right? Like, we're going to merch research because we want to look at just merch shirts. We're not really competing against FBA shirts. We're not competing against the guy in his garage or the girl in the basement printing this stuff and shipping it, right? We're competing against merch shirts only. And when we search there, they're going to show you, like, okay, let's just do this again, right? Search, you're going to see 122 results.
Yeah.
These are the results that Amazon thinks people are going to want to buy, because you know what no one does as a buyer, not people doing research. No one goes to newest arrivals
Mm-hmm.
and then scrolls to the bottom of the page and goes, there's 37 pages. Like, let me get to the very end of those results to see what I could possibly want to buy. Not one
Yeah.
single buyer does that.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice those 1,000 results, like Mickey and Friends Lunar New Year Tiger Spirit. All right. Is that
Ooh.
really what we're competing against? No. One, because that's a Disney brand. So going back to the point we were talking about, if you don't understand the niche, if you open this up, if you're doing your research and you're like, wow, I really like this design, which by the way is horrible for merch by Amazon because it's so damn small. No one's going to
Mm-hmm.
go in these search results and be like, oh yeah, I can totally read that. I'm going to buy it. No,
They get free sales.
they're going to
They
look
get
at this and be like, I can read this. Now I want to click on it. So
yeah.
Disney, you need a better designer. But if you don't understand the niche and you're like, what is Mickey and Friends? Don't just automatically assume you should throw that in yours too, because this is such a great design. Please don't do that.
This is a good touching point right there, though, too, Neil. Like, Disney is getting smarter and smarter with their research on Amazon. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you follow them, okay, I'm not saying to copy them, I'm saying to follow them. Look at like Mickey and Linear New Year, right? You see the keywords that they're using, in the title, right? And how they're designing. Like, they know that the Chinese New Year is coming up.
And I've
Right.
also noticed that a lot of brands, like, okay, think about, Star Wars,
Yeah.
or, I mean, let's just use Mickey and Friends here, Disney, right? They all have their normal Disney designs with Mickey Mouse on them, but they're starting to branch off and go
Mm-hmm.
into sub niches, exactly like we've been doing since we
Yep.
started merch, right? Like,
Yep.
we've always niched down to something where, you start with a big broad idea, dogs, okay, for
Mm-hmm.
example, like we were just going over, and then you're like, okay, pit bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about, dog moms who own pit, right,
Yeah.
going down the line. That is what these big brands have started doing.
Yeah.
Slow. I mean, big brands move slow.
Mm-hmm.
As a designer yourself, you don't need to copy Mickey and Friends, but you can see what they're doing and start taking maybe a successful design you have.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have some sort of evergreen design about tigers, for example, or maybe you actually have a brand that has a mascot like Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
You can start doing the same thing as niching down your designs into kind of over here and
Mm-hmm.
breaking it down to where people will actually find them and end up purchasing them.
So, like, how much do you think Disney makes now, like on Amazon merch, right?
Oh, good.
Millions and millions of dollars,
A
right?
lot.
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
think about it, guys. Like, giant brands, Disney probably did not go to Amazon and be like, hey, I want to sell your stuff. Amazon went to Disney and said, hey, we want to print your stuff, print on demand. So one, let's be honest, they're probably getting better terms than we are.
Damn it.
Two, they're not just sitting there uploading their catalog one by one like we are, right? They're like, hey, here's our catalog, dump it on Amazon, we want to sell. So one, don't copy their brand because it's gonna screw you over. But two, you can act like RJ was saying, you can look and learn from what they're doing, and they're starting to niche down, which is what you should have been doing the entire time.
Mm-hmm. No, and then if they're making like all this, like all these millions of dollars, you think they'll have someone that will help them with research and understanding that, and they obviously have someone helping them with research, right?
Oh yeah,
As
they
you can
spend
tell.
tons of money on that kind of stuff.
So if you can take 1% of, you just follow them, and then just take their research ideas and apply it to your niche, right? And we're not saying to copy, Mickey Mouse or Pluto or Donald Duck. We're saying to the niches that they're going after. For example, Year of the Tiger, Chinese New Year, go for that.
Well, dude, I think what people don't understand, I mean, I get this comment all the time. Oh, you're helping people copy everyone else, blah, 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 blah. No, no. You have to realize that if you go to Amazon.com and you type in like dog shirt, okay?
Yeah.
And let's just go do that. All right, Amazon.com, dog shirt. All right, so here's a shirt, right? It's a sponsored product. Let's type in funny dog shirt so we actually get some t-shirts in here.
Mickey Friends Gucci shirt. No, Josh, not that. No.
So you look at this, right? And you're like, all right, can I pet your dog? Life goal, pet all the dogs. This kind of stuff, these sellers are where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
We're not telling you to copy this design. We're saying this seller right here is making more money in the dog niche than you are.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to look at the techniques that they're using, right? So we can click over here and we can go, okay, this is a technique right here. And you're like, what are you talking about? That's a technique. They're structuring their title in a specific way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you look down here, they're structuring their bullets in a specific way. Now that's probably not the way I would personally do it, but they're probably making more money than I am in the dog niche. So maybe I have something to learn. Maybe they changed their price. Maybe they're putting more dog designs under this brand name, which apparently sells shoes.
Yeah.
So this might be Amazon messing up with indexing like we talked about earlier. But we're not telling you to copy something. We're saying look at the techniques of the sellers that are in the position you want to be in, and how can you implement those techniques, not the designs, the techniques into your own business? Because I mean that's literally how the world works, right? So
the first thing I'm thinking about too as well when it comes to this is just like, you know, funny sayings. Like what kind of fun, like there's funny sayings that happen every single day. I search one right now on Google. I said funny pet sayings. It says taking a dog named Shark to the beach is a bad idea.
Yeah. So like here's a good example. All right. Here's one of my shirts. Okay. So we'll just type in here moist. And I've used this as an example in the Facebook group. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. All right. Do you see this shirt? I put this in a Facebook group as a joke. Like, I don't know. When did I post it? In 2018. And I'm like, oh, hell, I'll just throw it up on Merch by Amazon and see what happens. I've never changed the price. That's why it's so low. Okay. We used to earn higher royalties back then. It sells every single day. And people have tried to rip it off, right? I mean, if we go back here and we look at like, I don't know, maybe a lot of moist ones though. Okay. But notice how this one is unique. And guess what? It's the best seller out of all of these, right? And I did it as a joke. This is something I thought no one would ever display on their body in public ever. But it makes people laugh.
Yeah.
And if it makes people laugh, like you have a winner on your hands as long as you're doing unique stuff. But, you know, if you have a funny saying and you're looking at, let's just say this is the funny saying, and you're looking through this, I like it moist, and every single design looks exactly like this, well, then it's not going to work because you're not being unique. You're not doing anything different. And if it makes someone laugh, like they have 4,000 choices to pick through. So that's one example of like, if you're going to do something, make sure that it stands out, but make sure it's different.
Yeah. And also too, I'm just getting a ton of ideas when you're talking to me right now, Neil. There's like, if you're not getting ideas and value from this, that's you got to think about how you can leverage this, because that's what we're trying to do, is trying to help you come up with ideas, you know, and understand, like, you know, how to do your listing, how to do a design, and all that stuff. And I think it's important that you know that, because that's how you're going to make more sales. Right.
That's true.
So.
All right, cool. Well, should we wrap this up? We've been going almost 45 minutes here. So
no, we can wrap it up. Brother, I'm from Backlash. How's it going? What's up? If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Maybe we should, you know, create like a post or something where if people want to insert their designs, and we, you know, next time we do this design critique, you know, we can have a list of designs, and maybe we can knock out, you know, 2 or 3 of them, or whatever it is.
Guys, let us know if you like this kind of content. Let us know if you hate it, because then we won't do it anymore. But we just thought we're like, hey, let's not plan anything and get on and chat about, you know, designs that are up and see where,
you know, the ones that are going to hate it is the ones that don't want competition, you know, or whatever you want to call it, competition, or, you know, you're showing the niches and helping them, you know, I don't know.
It's all out there though. Like Amazon is a public search engine. Okay, so if you want to compete, like, you have to compete. And part of competing is critiquing your own stuff, like with an open, I don't even know, like with an open mind, right? Like I can look at my old stuff and be like, that's horrible. Why on earth did I put that up there? But I did, and I learned from it, and I evolved from it. And you know how I evolved from it? I decided that I should stop designing and find someone who knows what they're doing. That's what I did. Now, you guys might be different. You might be like, I want to be a designer. I want to learn. Totally cool, right? That's just like a different technique. But you need to be able to look at not only your stuff, but stuff selling out in public and be able to critique and be like, that's good, that will sell, or that's horrible, that'll never sell. But even if you have a design that you've worked on and you've created and you think, wow, that's really bad, you're losing literally nothing by posting it on Amazon. Like I just showed you that moist shirt, right? It's funny and it sells and it makes me money every single day. So just stuff like that.
You another thing too is like the long tail keyword, like, right, put it together in the search bar, put it up there. So you're of the tiger, right? If you put that in and there's 200 results, how are you, if you're going to copy everyone else's saying, you're going to be number 101, right?
Right at the very end.
Like, all right, at the very end. Like, how are you supposed to stand out from everyone else? That doesn't make no sense to me. Like, I would create something that no one else has in that niche, so you can be number one, not number two, not number three, not number four, number one. Because number one,
you can take a big niche like Year of the Tiger. The bigger niche is Chinese New Year, right? You can go into the Year of the Tiger or the Chinese New Year, but the design itself, you want to be unique. Like you don't want your design to say goodbye 2020, hello 2022 with a mask, a reindeer, a Santa hat, and it looks like a syringe, right? Like you don't want to do that. You can go into Chinese New Year with something unique and different and still sell in that big niche. But you have to be, if you're not different, if you're just another Me Too design, you're going to be the person posting in the Facebook groups complaining that you're not making any sales. I mean, and we see that every day.
It's a stupid design, right, Neil?
Hey, it's not stupid if it works, all right?
Okay.
We've established that one.
Okay. All right. Now, says New Year best hobby niche research, please. So we went over some research already and kind of went over all that. So I would recommend you go back and watch that. But the next one we would do, we're gonna have some stuff put together for that. But what I recommend for hobby niche, you want to jump into something that personally, because if let's say you like baseball or you like cricket or you like football or soccer or whatever it is, that niche better than anyone else. Okay. And I recommend you go into that niche and dominate that niche because that's your favorite niche. That's your best niche. You enjoy that niche. You have fun. And if you can make money with that niche, oh man, it's game time then, right? That's the cool thing about it.
Something else I like to do, I'll add to that. So that's one really great technique. One of my favorite techniques to go into that kind of stuff is just compare, like go to Pinterest and type in something funny, like, funny, pick a hobby. You said, football. All right. Or what is this? Soccer. It's soccer. Okay. No. So like pick something funny, like funny soccer phrase or funny soccer design or funny soccer tapestry. It literally doesn't matter. Go through, pick out 5 to 10 things that, are interesting, got a lot of like reshares, likes, whatever it is on whatever platform you're looking at. And just say, hey, does that funny saying, it doesn't even have to be design, exist on Amazon? If no, awesome. Then you have to think about like, okay, what is the overarching niche? So maybe you find some funny saying that's related to playing soccer. You're going to go into the soccer niche, which is huge on Amazon, but you're going to be coming over with that unique saying. So now you're starting to stick out. Now your job is just to create a design that is actually visually appealing. That's literally like all you have to do. Yeah. And you can repeat that process over and over again, and you won't be competing with 10,000 other sellers. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. No, and then like different, you can do different research on different like places. Like you said, Pinterest. Pinterest is like an underrated place to do research on. It's like it's current, it's up to date. And
it's visual. Just like, because if you're a shopper on Amazon, let's be honest, most people aren't reading these bullet points first, right? They're shopping by what they see. Everyone is. Everyone's judging a book by its cover. I don't care what you say, so.
Hey, don't mess with my my philosophy quotes, all right, Neil? God damn it. I'm just kidding. No, that's cool. But yeah, I think we put something together where you can drop maybe a shirt link, and you don't have to say your name or whatever it is, but we can kind of go over everything and critique it. And then some people, if you guys want to come on here live, we can actually go over some of your stuff live, and then maybe can help you out that way too as well. And this will be very interesting, a very interesting show that we can put together, and just also help people out at the same time.
We can kind of like take this in whatever direction people want, really, if they want it. I want to hear how bad we've done too, if that's a legit critique. So
good job, Neil. Now we're gonna be all Reddit together with a picture choking each other. Good job. I'm just kidding. All right, man. You good right there?
I'm good.
Okay,
all right, guys. Appreciate it.
I'll probably take this and put it over on YouTube too as well. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, guys. See you later.